Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Got it right this time. How are we doing? You guys good? You guys groovy? Guys having a good week? Pretty good, you? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm very busy. But that's a good thing. It's good to be busy. I'm on my own this week as well. Al's on holiday. So I've been on my Todd. So I've been keeping myself busy. But it's all good. Is this Librarian push fit? Pretty sure he is, isn't he? It's the Leviathan one. Yes, it is. That'll be a nice and calm thing to do today. Nice and slow. That's what we like. So today I'm going to be building up the Terminator Librarian from Leviathan for my Ultramarines army painting project that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. After this, we have 13 more models to build, but 3 of them aren't here yet because they are currently on pre-order. And they are the Victrix Honor Guard. We have a video on how to paint them coming very, very soon to the channel. It should be here tomorrow, actually. It's either that or Sicarius. Haven't figured that part out yet. Depends on how long. Depends on how long they take to edit, basically. Because I've got a lot on. We're slowly getting through it. We're slowly on our way towards the end of the year. Anyway. My younger grandson has become a Stormcast Eternal fan. Your grandson's got taste. Hello from Rome. Hello. Hello, Edward. Hello, Chris. Food just arrived. We'll be listening, but not typing. I understand. Food is very important. But other than eating dinner, what are you guys up to tonight? For those of you who aren't familiar as well, the reason we haven't yet done the Assault Terminators is the Assault Terminators are going into a full army painting, how to paint an army video, basically. We're doing an Ultramarines army with the box to go with all the new characters. But, provided they don't release any more named characters for the Ultramarines, it basically will be the last Ultramarines video we'll do for a very long time. Because we'll have a full army. Unless, of course, in 11th edition they go, hey, Space Marines are now 3 points a model! In which case, of course, I'll have to ramp it up. And have it be a full force. But part of the thing I want to do towards the end of the year, the thing I've been sort of planning for a little while, is to actually finally get some armies built and painted and get them ready for the tabletop. We've had a very kind of piecemeal year of things, you know, a character here, a unit there, all that sort of thing. And so I want to start getting some full projects finished. And December's a really good time for that because things quieten down. But I still have to make content. So a really good time for doing stuff like that is in December, where we can get all the good stuff. Finish the things that we've been needing to finish for a while. Like, for example, I've got a Green Knight to do for Bretonia. Lady Elise Duchard, I've got that to do as well. And so on and so forth. So we've got many things that we can fill our December with. So I'm looking forward to it. Building Junith Arushia while listening to you. Nice. That's sort of, well, that's like the only Adeptus Sororitas character I haven't done. I think. Realistically, I mean, there's obviously a bunch of things I haven't done for videos on the channel, but I think Junith is the only one I haven't done a video for. Because we did Astrid. Celestine. Celestine now has a video. Really good video as well. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. I was really pleased with how she came out in the end. Many, many things. Many, many things. So many things, Colonel. You know me. I have listed but 2 of the many, many things. Hundreds and hundreds of models waiting for my paintbrush. But we will get it done eventually. We always do. Get around to it. Okay, where has that gone? So it's just slipped out of my hand onto the floor. No, it's on my leg. It's the head of the librarian. I was building something a couple of weeks ago, and I had just like a series of unfortunate events with one piece. You know, that's when you, I don't know if this happens to anybody else out there, but like you feel like you're doing really, really well and you're getting through the build of the model, and then you drop one piece and it's a tiny piece and it takes you hours to find it. And then you drop it again. Has that ever happened to anyone else? That happened to me. It was frustrating, to say the least. All the time. Yeah. Such is the way. Such is the way of things. All the freaking time. Well, that is an escalating emotional reaction, right? All the time. All the freaking time. All the Oh, that was entertaining. Thank you very much for that. Cameron, I'm assuming. I think that's your usual name. Has been a member for 29 months. I lost Dante's shoulder pad under my desk for 4 months. Felt like I'd won the lottery when I found it again. Oh, I know. I've never had it that bad. But here's the question. What colour should your carpet be for grey plastic to show up on it? You know? Because if I can, in the next house, whenever it is that we do that, I would like to get it recarpeted so that that becomes a pain of the past. Potentially. That is like a very far down the list of home renos to do. The main thing is getting an epic setup as befits the Warhipster channel and allows us to do some cool stuff with in terms of content. I do not recommend grey carpet. Yeah, I have grey carpet now. I know to avoid that one. Yellow carpet. A lovely mustard yellow carpet. Huh. Black carpet or red? Bright red. It's not a bad idea. I've got grey laminate. I have to ignore all of my worst impulses, you see, for interior decorating. Because I'm still a child at heart, so I'm like, I want a black bedroom. Which is like, you weren't allowed it then. What makes you think you're allowed it now? Well, it's my house. I can do what I want with it. No. If it's red when he drops his blood angels, he will not find them. Alright, and we don't want that to happen. Nah, they're going to go in a cabinet. A cabinet, and they'll never leave them, because they keep being shafted by the rules. Seven coats to cover it. Blech. Black bedroom with a racing car bed. See, Colonel, you and I are on the same wavelength. I had a red bedroom when I was very young. And then my parents wanted it to no longer be a red room. So what they did is they said, do you want the slightly bigger bedroom that your brother used to be in? And I was like, well, hell yeah, I do. And they were like, cool. Now you're no longer in there. We're going to repaint it. Ah, I see what you've done there. Clever. So I got moved into my older brother's old bedroom. Don't forget the classic, classy roadway rug. Oh yeah. Wait, when you say a roadway rug, do you mean like the sort of old play mats? Are we thinking of the same thing? Hello, Snowy. Chat, if you could please leave a like on the stream, I would be immensely grateful to you. We have a long way to go to get to 50 likes, but there are 55 people watching. If you leave a like on the stream, it is the free way to support the channel. That way I don't have to come begging for your money. Yes, exactly, we are. Yes, I always wanted one as a child. Every school I ever went to always had one. And I wanted one at home. But we never had one. Never got one at home. You can get them as floor mats for the car. Oh, that's cool. I'll buy some for Al's car. She'll hate them. I'm not allowed to pay for anything for Al's car unless it's a Bluetooth speaker, in which case I've paid for 2 of those. And I can say things like that, and I know she's not watching. And if she is, she'll say something, but I know she's not. She's on holiday with her oldest friends. She's having a lovely time. Just spoke to her before I came live, actually. I mean, look. Here's the truth of it, guys. In the news studio, if money was no object, and I was feeling fancy, I would install a model train that goes around the whole length of the room and have it running the entire time. Because I love model trains. I love them very much. I don't do anything to do with model trains because it's expensive and requires space to do them. That I neither have the money nor the space to do stuff with model trains. But I love model trains. You know, I always thought growing up in Wallace and Gromit, having the train going around the whole house would be the best. Let's see what's on the 905, shall we? Here she comes now. I'm working on some WizKids D&D miniatures as a present for my mum. I miss GW sculpts. These faces were sculpted by someone who's never seen a human before. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I can only sympathise. Model trains makes Warhammer look cheap, I should know. I know. I am well aware. I did manage to rescue... So when I was very young, I had a a little starter set from Hornby. It was called Smoky Joe, I believe. And I did manage to rescue it, I think, when my parents were moving and they were throwing out everything. So I believe I actually have it here in the house. I think it's out in the shed somewhere. I'm super stoked about the Victrix Guard, but the banner looks painful to paint. Hopefully you can show off how you managed it. Oh yes, Mr. Jack, it's on its way. It's not a pain to do. It really isn't. It's actually a lot simpler than it looks. It's very well displayed. And a lot of... I think the way I layered it up makes it pretty easy to do. And it's all contrast paint on there. I didn't do any metallics or anything like that other than on the thingy. So actually, there's minimal highlighting happened on it as well. As I recall, it was Screaming Skull, Calgar Blue, Fenrisian Grey, Evil Sun Scarlet. I think that was it. Oh, and Corax White. But yes, that video is on its way. It'll be here before you know it. I can relate very much. My friend of mine gave me his to paint. I painted it and had the same face issue and warping all over, so I rebuilt and 3D printed one that looked like an actual person. That's very talented of you. Maybe in the new place I'll have space to set up my 3D printer. And then we can actually do something with it for a change. I'd like to get a is it a filament? Am I using the terminology correct? FDM printer, so that I can print off some really cool terrain. Because doing that in resin will be a pain. Because that would be fun. to sort of dive into it on that scale, on that size. And that's realistically all I'm probably going to use a 3D printer for, is printing terrain. But there we go. What making? I'm currently pushing together the little Terminator Librarian. We've sprue reviewed it on the channel before. You probably all built them before, so I'm just doing it myself quickly. Painting the companions of the hall. The Catty Brie miniature has a terrible sculpt. Oh. I'm a year into the hobby and still relatively new to how things are supposed to be painted, but discovered NMM painting and I'm just so confused. Why is only half the model painted? Well, that's the big question, Dom. It's because sometimes people don't paint the whole model. They only paint the front of the model or an angle of the model because they're painting it for a perspective view. Non-metallic metal is achieved by creating perspective and then using matte colors to paint a metallic looking surface. So NMM is actually NMM is actually a facet of something called volumetric shading, I believe. Could be completely wrong on that front, but the idea is that you're only painting it from one single perspective, and you're doing it for display, and you're doing it for the Instagram and stuff like that. So you actually don't need to do the back of it because you're never going to play with it. Just wanted to come in to mention I painted my lion based off your video for a tournament last week and got nothing but compliments from everyone there. Thank you so much. Oh, well, you did it. It's nothing to do with me. Well done, Lil May Rose. Congratulations. Mr. Jack, thank you very much for becoming a member. That is very, very kind of you. Let's update the member tracker goal thing. Let's do that for the week. We are 44 now. 44 away from our goal of 100 on the week. Make sure you get a wash station and plenty of ventilation. Those fumes are no joke. I've actually got a wash station as well. I've got a Elegoo printer and wash station. Just haven't got anywhere to put it. That's the problem. That has been the problem the entire time. I've been doing it wrong. I've been painting the backs of my models. Same. It's foolish behaviour from us both. Hello, Swennels. How are you? Love your videos, mate. Very helpful when painting my EC, Emperor's Children. Glad I could throw you a membership as thanks. Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad I could help. Have you painted a mighty Emperor's Children collection? I'm sure it's mightier than mine. Mine is not functional. Actually, mine is functional if I throw in the demons that I already did a long time ago. And I'm just holding on to that fact. I'm like, yeah, I've got an Emperor's Children army. So what if most of it is Slaanesh demons? Oh, it's quite nice to revisit a push-fit Leviathan sculpt, honestly. These do go together really nicely. Dom Turtle, thank you very much for the $5. 1 second, I will read out your message. That's very kind of you. I appreciate the explanation. I think I stick to your Contrast Plus style. Thanks for everything, you absolute Chad. That's very kind of you. Contrast Plus is very easy to do once you get the hang of it. And it does make your models look fantastic. I get this question all the time, asking me, don't you just get bored? Don't you want to do something different? Try something else? use someone else's paints. And I'm like, no. I've been doing this for 5 years. And I love doing it. I love my models. I love the way they come out. I think they look fantastic. That's part of it for me, is like I surprise myself sometimes. I surprise myself quite a lot, actually. It all comes from a desire to be good enough to do what I do now when I was younger that I wasn't good enough to do when I was younger. And in contrast, got me there. So I'm like, oh, I'll always be doing this. This is me now for the rest of time. Unless they ever cancel the paint range. And then we are in trouble. That'll be the end of the channel, I suspect. To borrow a phrase from the Lord of the Rings, I shall diminish and go into the west. And forever remain Galadriel. Hello, Captain Mannerings. How are you? How's Laura? Did I miss your news on Monday that you'd gotten a job? That you'd been successful? I feel like I remember seeing something about that and then my brain taking over something else. Did I miss some news? I do struggle with Contrast Plus style without a guide though. Ah, don't worry, you'll get it. You'll figure it out soon. It just takes practice. Like a lot of my stuff just comes from practice, and also searching through my videos to figure out what I did before. But eventually you then figure it out and you're like, oh yeah, that's how you do that. That's how you do that. That's the blue recipe. I like that's the red recipe. That's the green. You know. Until eventually you'll be like, I've used these paints so bloody much, I know exactly what colour is going to be which. And then you'll watch one of my videos and you'll be like, ha, I knew he was going to do that. It's a red armoured model. But he's going to use Baal Red and then thin down some Blood Angels Red and then highlight it with Fire Dragon Bright. Oh, look, that's exactly what he's done. I am a legend. How do I join the Discord? It should be in your... If you go on the channel page... It should say see perks. It should be under there. If not, as a member, if you go into the, again, on the channel page, there's the community tab. There should be a post somewhere that says, hey, for those of you who are members who haven't already, here's the link to the Discord. Should be in there. The West isn't safe right now. Well, no, that's true. But what about Valinor? Valinor is safe. It was removed from the realms of men. The West for Josh might just be Wales. Yeah. From where I am now, it would be just going to Wales. Speaking of, I modified your Dark Angels recipe a little and used Black Templar instead of Dark Angels Green because I like how it makes that green so dark it's almost black from the lore. Bingo. Exactly. That's what we did on the Necrons from No. What's it called? Tomb World. I'm onboarding with IBM at the moment, depending upon BPSS. Start on the 24th of November. Well, congratulations. I knew you'd get there in the end. And I hope I provided a little bit of assistance. And I apologise if I wasted your time. is all I can say. I think that's Josh who did that. My brain is melting. I melted your brain? No! I'm sorry, Haleth, worst son of Hammer. Will you be painting the bull centaurs from Hellsmiths? I don't have any, so at the moment there isn't a plan to. What's your question about painting them? Because I can't think of too much from that kit that's not been covered by doing all of it. It's not safe. I've heard rumours that they're making shiny rocks again. They're not making more Silmarils. Come now. That's a fool's errand. I've done it. Built the Librarian. Dead Sprue. Hooray! Into the Dead Sprue bin. Love it. That is the sweetest little transfer I've ever seen in my life. What do you think of painting the Mount of Harbinger of Decay black like you painted the Bull Centaurs recently? Don't really dig the popular sepia/beige vibe of the box art. I think that really works. If you give it black, I think that can really work. It will make it. It'll give it kind of almost like a Ring Wraith vibe. Yeah, I fully endorse that. I would recommend, if you're going to do it black, you could do Black Legion, of course, but then highlight it with some browns, rather than some sort of Dawnstone. I'd recommend highlighting it maybe with Skaven Blight Dinge, Storm Vermin Fur, and then Karak Stone, which will lend it towards being sort of slightly grubbier, but it'll still be a black horse. It will look really good. Hello, Will. Stupid question. When you say 50-50, oh, you mean like a 1-to-1? How do you mix those? What's your process? I use my brush. So I don't say 50-50. The reason being is because I do things in brush loads. So when it's 2-to-1, it's 2 brush loads of to 1 brush loads of mixed together on a dry palette. So to me, that makes more sense than doing like a 50-50 mix or sometimes you'll see like a 60-40 mix. It's like, well, how are you supposed to determine that? Other than using precise measurements and like pipettes and stuff. Or you stick to a ratio scheme, right? So if you say 60-40, you use 10 brush loads of, you do it in parts per 10. So it would be 6-to-4 brush loads would be how I would figure a 60-40. But that's because my brain's dumb. That's how it, you know. Six to 4 would be 3-to-2, yes. But we're already 3 sets of maths away. Will, thank you very much for being a member for 28 months. Legend. Do you play a lot of 40k? I used to play a lot of 40k. I've played so much 40k in 8th and 9th edition. I've barely played it in 10th. I think hang on, I can probably count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I played 6 games of 10th edition 40k. So the good thing about that is I know what the results of all of those games were. I have a 5 wins to 1 loss ratio in 40k 10th edition. Where's Millie with all these maths? Well, I know, right? She's shirking her mathematic duties. Oh, painted question. The fledgling eagles I'm struggling to get that shade of brown for the outer feathers on the box art. Well, let's head over to Games Workshop, shall we? And look at the eagles. Fledgling eagle. Where am I looking? Is it the picture of them being sort of white and brown? That's an interesting brown. I think how I would probably achieve that brown that's there on this picture that I can see before me is to probably do something like a 2-to-1 of Wildwood to Larmian medium, right? But that'll be quite cold. So then what you want to do is balance it a little bit by throwing in some warmth, by throwing something like Seraphim Sepia over the top. Now the other option is to try and cool down something like Gorgrunter Fur. But Gorgrunter Fur doesn't look like it'll be the right colour. It's a bit colder than Gorgrunter Fur. So probably going for something like some thinned down Wildwood, like 2-to-1, 2 parts Wildwood, 1 part Larmian, and then throwing in a little bit of warmth if it needs it, is probably how I would achieve a brown close to that. I think is how I would do that. Lazy was referring to Millie, not the maths. What can I say? We're not ones to throw around accusations like that. I think she's really busy at the moment doing stuff. She's told me she was really excited to get back to creating content, which says to me that she's been very busy doing other stuff, and I know she's been unwell as well, which is unshame. Have I missed much? You started sorting these so-called ducks. You haven't missed much, Will. I've built this guy, a Terminator Librarian. That's what I've done today. So he is the first of the ducks to get in a row, because he's the last of our command options, basically. So there's him, there's a chaplain, there's a captain, and there is an ancient as well. So all 4 Terminator characters. So Bosch, we'll have. The other 3 are all primed and ready to go. I had to order him because I didn't have a spare one knocking about. So that's done. So all that remains now, other than the 3 models that haven't arrived yet, is... Oh, good lord. Come on. Stoneguard Veteran Squad. And a Terminator Squad. So I've got to build these 2 as well. And then there's the Victrix Honor Guard yet to come. I was also thinking about maybe trying to procure another one of the Victrix Honor Guard that used to come with Calgar and his Gravis armor, because I've got 2 of them from when I did mine ages ago, and if I just get a 3rd one, that means I've got a unit of Blade Guard, but it means I could then fix those because they're not painted very well. Fix those, paint a 3rd one, have that as part of the video. But trying to find one of those is quite difficult to do at the moment, without paying through the nose for a whole Calgar with Honor Guard. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to have a spare Calgar and spare Honor Guard, if you see what I mean. So it's a bit of a it's been a bit of a tricky one. You've done the white and grey one. Nice. In a weird position, everything completed with an enormous pile still on sprue. Even have my Combat Patrol magazine still sealed. It's really hard to decide what to start next. I get that. I get that. I get that. I mean, I'm very lucky because the majority of the stuff that I do is dictated to me. I don't have to make too many decisions. And I'm always painting something different every week, so... you could maybe let the dice decide. Pick 6 options and roll a dice, and then let whatever number be the one that comes up. Been a long time since I've tuned in on a stream, but I do have 1,400 points of Death Guard painted. Congratulations, Michael. Well done. Congratulations. Can you show me how big is the new White Scar hero with jet bike? Yes. I think so. Who do we compare him to? Other than a summer's day. We'll go for our usual comparison, Marine. Here he is. So here is Subadan Khan. And here is a regular Horus Heresy Mark 6 Space Marine. Or a paint pot. Here is a pot of Iron Warriors. There's the top down. There's the other side. You're lucky you asked me now, because he wasn't in a reachable place before. I did this literally yesterday. I put him in the cabinet. There we go. I'm not sure if I thanked you yet, James Preacher Beck, for becoming a member. Thank you very, very much. You are our second new member of the day. See, now, chat, we're only 43 away. 43 away from 100. Right. Let's flip a coin. What should I do next? What's the next thing? The next thing is either Sternguard or Terminators. Which one shall I build? I leave the choice up to you. We'll probably get 1, maybe 2 done. Can you do a tutorial on how you paint your bases? I believe I already have. Was it this one?
Here's a really quick recipe.
Shut up, me.
The Sentinels of Terror.
Shut up. That was so weird.
Here's a really quick recipe for basing your miniatures.
Sorry. Yeah. There you go. White Scars was on my list. Have 6 Outriders and 2 ATVs. Salamanders was another choice with the Marines from 2 Leviathan sets. Strong. It's a strong set for both. I've got the rest of the combat patrol for White Scars. Just haven't had the time. I have a good conversion idea to make a spare Calgar a Master of the Forge. Ooh. I can send you 1 or 2 Victrix Honor Guard. Joe's got my number if you want to reach out, bud. Well, that's very kind of you, Demogorgon, but I wouldn't ask you to part with them. You must embrace your inner dragon. Never part with a single coin of your treasure hoard. I have a question. For Tails, if we can only send 1 picture, what about a GIF? It's still 1 image. Well, the problem with a GIF is at the size at which it will be really degraded, and it goes into a PDF, which won't play it. Unfortunately. Here's a question based on that short. If you do have Battlemire, better to use that over Mud. You have Stirland Battlemire? I love Stirland Battlemire. Stirland Battlemire was lovely. It's just thicker. It's thicker, basically. It just means you get more texture. We have some votes. I myself am hand priming some Repentia and then going to sleep. Sounds like a great plan. Sounds like an excellent plan. I haven't done very much sleeping in the last few days. I've been really bad. I'm so tired. But we must continue on. So we've got Sterngard, Sterngard, Sterngard. Terminators, Terminators, Terminators. It's a 3v3 deadlock. It always is. So then I change my mind and do something else. Could paint Helm Hammerhand. Could do some Helm. I'd have to rejig the camera a bit, but we could redo some Helm. Jack breaks the tie with Sterngard. Sterninators. I see what you're going for there. And then Edward restores it with the Terminators. Sterngard, but I missed what are you doing with these Marines. So I'm going to be doing a video, or maybe a 2-part video, which is a how to army paint, basically. How to do contrast plus army painting. So it's the same great painting content, same great channel, same average presenting presenter, but we'll be painting an army in a video or possibly 2, rather than doing individual tutorials for everything, because it would just be the same video over and over and over again. Because the army is Terminators, Terminators, Assault Terminators, Assault Terminators, Sterngard, Sterngard, Victrix Honor Guard, Victrix Honor Guard, 4 Terminator characters, who we already have tutorials for. So like a chaplain and a librarian, we already have videos for them. So there's only one change on when you're painting them for a different chapter, and it's not a big change. It's just a change of the shoulder. So I can't make a whole video out of that because it's pointless. It's just the same video again. So what we're gonna do is we're doing an army painting video where I show you how there's a couple of corners you can cut when you're doing like a full army of things all at once. Because it's 30... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 models in one video. Hello, Britters. But we'll also be doing batch painting and all that stuff as well in it. So it's how to tackle something like that. I've already filmed the first part, which is helpful because of the way that I've built the army. Basically, I built it in such a way where it's actually quite nice to batch paint this one, or it should be at least. So yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully, we can get that done in a couple of weeks' time. But there's a couple of, like I said, there's a couple of things I have to wait for. So I have to wait for a set of Victrix Honor Guard to turn up. And because I wanted to do another 3 of them, I wasn't going to wait to do the painting tutorial on them. Because the painting tutorial was too exciting. And then the next 3 are just going to be dudes with bolt guns and axes. So how does one make content out of that when you've already made that video and you did it 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago? You see what I mean? So that's been the question. So it is a risk. We're trying to do something different, trying to do something interesting. We shall figure it out though. Eventually. Terminators 5, Stern Guard 7. Alright, let's build some Stern Guard, shall we? Alright. Wanted to do my Space Wolves, but in that darker Mechanica Standard Grey, but also Warhipster style. Any past videos to watch for that scheme? We have Contrast Plus how to paint Space Wolves from the Horus Heresy. That's the video you want to check out. You missed the Terminator. Oh. There was another vote for Terminators to do Arnold Schwarzenegger. I get what you're saying now, Chris. I understand you now. You're a great presenter. Oh, thanks. Stop, though. Don't compliment me too much or I'll get bashful. And then I'll double down and say really mean things about myself. Good evening, Ishmael. How are you doing? Been a bit too busy lately. Yeah, it catches up with us. Always catches up with us. I myself have also been far too busy recently. As someone currently massively overwhelmed with an entire Krieg army to paint, any advice on batch painting will be most welcome. Well, there you go. And these will definitely help you then, Ross. Saturnine Terminators. Well. Games Workshop would have to have sent me some of those for me to do them. Oh, you included Arnie. Okay. That is a Space Marine Infantry transfer sheet. That can go into the pile. Doing good. How about yourself? I am very well, Ishmael. Very, very, very busy. So many things going on at the same time. It's ridiculous. But it's all good. It's all good. In the hood. Alright, let's build some Sterny Guardy. So, we've already built one with the back banner. Do I build another one with a back banner? Bearing in mind that there is the occasion where you might run them as a unit of 10. But I want to build 2 sergeants. But do we build 2 with back banners? That's the question. Bearing in mind, actually, do you know what? I'll grab the army. You can see what I mean. Was there a theme for this month's Tales? Yes, sweater weather. Oh, it's just out of reach. That's how we were going to get ourselves into trouble. Right, here we go. So this is the army as it stands. And actually we can add old Mr. Terminator Librarian to it now. So there's your Terminator Librarian. There's Kato. There's the Ancient with the big old banner. There's our Stone Guard with a banner. You see? So this is the army. We don't have very much in the done pile, but we do have all the interesting stuff in the done pile. So there you go. Love it. My first 40k army was Ultramarines. Nice. Is it ever a question when back banners are an option? That's true. Let's just do it. We'll have a bit of variation for him because we will. Ooh. You know what we could do? We could deploy somehow. We could put in the Ultramarines' sheathed sword. How do they recommend doing it? On Blade Guard. Interesting. All right. Let's build the body and then we'll see where we get to. Okay. Could always magnetize the banner. Nope, not happening. Okay. So we need 1, 2 and some other bits. So I'll get this bit done and then I'll throw the top-down camera on when we come to actually do something interesting. Right. That is not this sprue. It is this sprue. Well done, Josh. Well predicted. Okay. 1. And 2. This is such a nice kit. 1 and 2. We need his little doodad as well. Which should be that thing. Yes. Doodad acquired. Right. Trey cool. Lots of Terminators. Oh yeah. 20 Terminators. And a Primarch. Oh, and, you know, all the characters as well. Technically 5 Terminator characters if you include old Manlius Calgarian. Who apparently I just really struggled to say in the video. And just decided to wear it. Not enough banners in my opinion. I understand. I don't have the points to be able to give all 4 units a Terminator Ancient, which is a bit of a pity. At least one would assume. We don't know what the points on the Victrix Honor Guard are yet. So it is all a bit of a risk. But we'll know them after the World Championships, I believe is what they said. Or they'll announce them at the same time as the World Championships or something like that. Which is next week. So it might be that I'm way over anyway. But I will finish off all of the models. Because I think just as a collection on its own, it'll look spectacular anyway. Or at least that's my hope. Courage and honor, brothers. Well, you're the real king of the Ultramarines around here, Mini Creative. I've never really got involved with the Tale of Many Warhipsters. Is there a video that explains it? Or is it explained in Discord? It is explained in Discord a little bit. Usually the kickoff episode is the best one to watch, where we do explain exactly what's going on with it. We are towards the very end of the season, though. So you might want to wait a couple of months to see what we do with Season 4. But up to you, of course. You can do whatever you like. The more the merrier, as always. So I think, on a good day, I can get 5 Space Marines done. Like, fully painted in a single day. I know I can definitely do it with Blood Angels, because the Blood Angel scheme is actually really simple. It's just red and black, right? You don't... Red, black, silver, and gold. And that's it. Don't need anything else. Ultramarines is slightly different, but not too much different. It's, you know, blue, black, gold, and white. And a bit of silver as well. So I reckon on a good week, I can get 2,000 points done. 5 Marines at a time. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I reckon I can get the 30 infantry done in 6 days. Now, the characters are slightly different, because usually I take about a day to do a character, depending on the character. So that might be another 4 days. And then the Victrix Honor Guard. I could get them done in a day, if we're not doing the Banner of Macragge as well, which we won't be, because you can only have one of those. I've ordered Calgar, Sicarius, and 6 boxes of Victrix Honor Guard. It's going to be a stunning and elite army. Oh, Ishmael. You know how to have a party. That's what I wanted to do. But I was like... So I planned this before they announced anything about these units, right? So I planned the... I was planning it in my head of what I wanted it to look like. So I didn't know if you were going to be able to have, you know, multiple units of Victrix Honor Guard. I had many questions around whether or not you could build multiple champions or multiple ancients. Because, you know, it makes sense if there's, you know, that they've got a dual kit option in there of the ancient and the champion. It would make sense that it could be a unit of 6. So I was fairly confident that a unit of 6 was going to be allowed, but I didn't know if multiple units of 6s would be allowed. Obviously, as it turns out, it is allowed, but you can only have 1 ancient and 1 chapter champion. So Is there any reward for people who got the theme for every month? Yes, there is. If you got the theme for every month and you obeyed all the rules, so there was no late submissions, there was no over submitting, you get entered into the grand prize draw at the end. I feel Terminators have so many more edges than Intercessors. They do and they don't. It's not as bad as Gravis. Gravis has the most. For some reason. You think like the back of their leg alone. It has that sort of weird Tetris piece and then like 3 layers on the back. And then each hip is 2 layers of plate, followed by a hip plate as well. And then they all look like they're wearing a Force hood, even though they're not. Boom, boom, boom. 3 and 5. 3 und 5. Terminators are my favourite Marines to paint. Oh, for sure. I mean, they are big and in all the right ways. They're nice and open, which is good. You think about, like, if you compare Terminators to Annihilators with shields, there's a world of difference there between how open they are to paint. In terms of a similar scale of armoured models. Dark Angels list 105 Terminators. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Thematic. Good luck fielding it. Fun story. Even though I'm building so many Terminators, I actually still have another 10. Because I bought this because it's too good a deal. I was like, I have to own that. So I have that. Will there be a watch along for the reveal show? Yes, there will. I'm sure there will be. It's on a Friday night, isn't it? So I'll be up. I would say bright and early, but I won't have gone to bed. It's not actually that late either. It's 12:30 AM on Saturday, I believe. So I'll be live then, going through everything that they're doing. I got my Harlequin combat patrol. Why did you do this to me, Josh? Wait, did I do that to you? Is this because you told me about your really cool idea to do it as the, what they call the gang from Batman? now I have to do them someday. Well, we can work together on that. I will help you. I will help you bear this burden, Haleth, son of Hammer, as long as it is yours to bear. Are you going to turn your spare Terminators into Assault Terminators with your extra bits? I might well do that. I may well do that. Are you going... Hi, Mr. Warhipster, sir. I am about to start my contrast journey after using base layer / shade. Should I grab White Scar Primer or Grey Seer Primer for starting out with these paints? A better question. What are you planning to paint with them? And then I can tell you. Help me by bringing hot elves to a local Warhipster channel. Yes, it's happening. Don't worry. It's like top of the slate for the December projects. I'm going to be painting Old World High Elves. Ooh, that's a good one. You probably want White Scar for them, because they are quite bright. I do have a video on the Illyrian Reavers. I think I did them with White Scar. Let me look it up. Warhipster, Illyrian Reavers. Did I do them with White Scar or did I do them with Grey Seer? It might have been Grey Seer because the horses are quite dark. Yeah, they were Grey Seer. Yeah, Grey Seer or White Scar Primer will work for you. The reason I use Grey Seer more often than I use White Scar is because Grey Seer is colder and a little bit darker. So it means that it fits more of that sort of, well, colder aesthetic that a lot of Games Workshop miniatures are painted in. Very few of them are bright and warm and fuzzy. A lot of them are a lot darker and a lot more grumpy. So I use Grey Seer the vast majority of the time because it's cold and therefore your paints appear colder over the top of it. Wraithbone, if you use that, it adds a yellow tint to everything because all your contrast paints tint whatever's underneath them the colour that they are. So if you put Blood Angels Red over a cold grey, you'll get a colder red. If you put it over a warm yellowish off colour, it'll appear much brighter red. White Scar is neutral, but it sits much brighter than both. So it sits above them. But yeah, I use Grey Seer for the Illyrian Reavers. You can pretty much translate that video into everything else, I reckon. So I would say Grey Seer. December 2026. December 2025, my friend. I'm going to try and do the other elves as well, Edward. I promised you, because you've been such an incredible, legendary supporter of the channel, that I would also try and do the Last Alliance as well. So this is December, top of the slate stuff. I've got a really cool thing to do before. But yeah, December's top of the slate. Halls of Thranduil. Warriors of the Last Alliance. And some other MESBG stuff as well, actually. But I've got both versions of Legolas and Tauriel, and the one on horse, and I've got the Rangers, and I've got the Palace Guard, and I've got the Warriors, and I've got the Cavalry. I've got it all. It's all here. Right. So we've built the body of our Stern Guard. My idea was, so my other Stern Guard sergeant, not Stern Guard, yes, Stern Guard, my other Stern Guard sergeant looks like this. So my idea was to use this somehow. So I'm going to clip it off, and we'll see where we can put it. Clean it up. So where does this go? Could put it there. Could put it there. Maybe. Hello, Sidewinder. I should reimburse you for the minis. You don't have to do that. You've given so much to the channel, buddy. Because here's the question mark, right? So this is the 2728, right? This is what they do on Blade Guard. But we're not building Blade Guard, we're building Stern Guard. And I want to use it here. So if we do that, I think that could work. So if we build this and then see where we can put it, maybe. So, because we're going to use the bolt gun on it. Because the bolt gun is best gun. Unless we just go for the unsheathed power sword, but I think it looks fairly similar to this one. Oh no, maybe not. Actually, it could go. It could go on there with the sheath. That feels like that'll fit maybe a bit better. What the hell have I done with my clippers? Ah, found them. Hello. I bought most of those via bribes. Well, yes, you did. That's what I mean. You don't have to reimburse me for things. You bribe the channel all the time for those hot Thranduil, those hot elf action on the channel. So this is the unsheathed version of the sword. So we could put that like that sort of thing. Rather than have him doing that. Just go like that. So it's down a bit. Bolt gun is best gun. Yes, it is. It's got should say on the back here. So the Stern Guard bolter, which is this one, 3, is assault, devastating wounds, heavy, rapid fire 1. Whereas the combi weapon is anti-infantry 4+. Devastating wounds, rapid fire 1. But assault and heavy means you can +1 to hit standing still, or you can advance without penalty. So it's better, I think, overall. Hi Josh, are you going to do the new Lich Priest and Herald for the Tomb Kings? I haven't got them, I'm afraid. Guten Abend from Germany. Started this year with the Combat Patrol subscription. I'm addicted now for the Emperor. For the Emperor, indeed. Sidewinder UK. How are you feeling about 40k at the moment, Josh? Lots of new Space Marines since I was last here. I mean, I love a Space Marine. I do love a new Space Marine. They are fun. We are almost at the end of the edition. So I'm very optimistic about the future of 40k is where I'm currently at with it. So we'll put the sheathed sword away. We'll put that back in the box. Wherever that's gone. Oh, it's there. We'll use it another time for something else, I'm sure. In you go. Hanneth, worst son of Hammer with a $200 super chat. Hot elf action. Coming to a hipsterverse near you. The fans want it. Well, like 2 dudes want it. There are dozens of us who will watch. Dozens. Yes, this is my stream. Right. There's actually 6 people. I counted the other day. 6 people have asked for Halls of Thranduil. You've also been a member for 7 months. Look at who has a green message to waste and be really annoyingly long with serving no purpose in making you read this much text that has no purpose aside from to say that it has been a waste of time. What, the message or the 7 months of membership? Hello from Warhammer player and fan from Malaysia. I've already pre-ordered Calgar, 2 boxes of Victrix, Combat Patrol, and the Crux Terminatus, but it's going to arrive 2 weeks late. Oh, I'm ashamed. That's a shame, Crimin Guma. And then Hanneth Worse of a Hammer with 50 Warhipster memberships. Oh my goodness me. My voice went funny there. That is a lot to deal with all at once. That is incredible. What are you doing, sir? Goal achieved, for sure. I mean, you've done it right there. I mean, check that out. Watch this. Pow. That was literally exactly the max characters of the green message could be. Well done. Oh my goodness me. Thank you so much, buddy. That's ridiculous. I said you don't have to do this. You really don't. You'd order your party popper so you could set one off any time we achieve that goal. I will be very popular with the neighbours if I start letting off party poppers. Ishmael says, thank you very much for the membership, Hanneth. That's very kind. He is very kind. He's ridiculously kind. He's very, very kind to me. $86. 85. I would be more worried about the glitter and confetti they will coat your office in. Well. Yes, that's true. You'll have to contend with all the dust, though. That's the thing. But maybe it'll just lend an air of panache to my miniatures, you know? I'm sure the neighbours won't mind, since I imagine you're fairly quiet the rest of the time. I am, and then at other times I'm not. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but right here is one set of my speaker pairs for my hi-fi. Very occasionally I decide today I've had enough, and so I just throw on some music really, really, really loud. And I know for a fact that that can be heard many houses down. Because I tested it a long time ago when I was at university. And we were able to hear it like 3 streets over in the same direction. Obviously behind the house it wouldn't, because it was very directional, because they push out that way. But yeah, it can go real loud. And the times that I will put the hi-fi on really loud is when my neighbour has been just like doing his haphazard DIY all day, and I'll be like, right, I've had enough of you. It's time for you to listen to Chapel Roan. Or something else. I think Josh is wildly loud at 4 AM when he's painting something frustrating. Oh yeah, no, that also happens. Actually, when I'm building late into the night, that's when it's worse. The amount of times I've wounded myself late at night. And it's like, oh, bastard, you know. I have some audiobooks I can recommend for you. Well, lay 'em on us. I'm sure the chat would also like to know. Wonder if your neighbours are the kind of people to mow the lawn at 8:30 AM on a Saturday. Oh, yes, they are. Our downstairs neighbour is the kind of person who likes to run a pressure washer over her patio for an entire day. Starting at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and not finishing until 6 o'clock at night. And she'll run that all day during midsummer, which means it's actively impossible for me to film anything because it's just blaring all day. And because it's blaring out all day, and it's the middle of the summer, I have to have the window open. Otherwise, I will sweat to death. So that's one of the things we're very much looking forward to. Sorry, lame attempt at self-promotion. Ignore me. Don't worry about it, Vorlin Publishing. Go on. Throw some recommendations in. What's the name of your book? You won't be able to drop a link, but we can go and find it. I don't mind. I'm happy to check it out. We like to raise each other up around here. The Summoner, Echoes of the Fallen, and the Summoner, Sea of Lost Memories. Is that part 1 and 2 of a series, or? Josh certainly raises me. That's what I try. Oh, yes. I remember. I bought one of these, didn't I? I was confused because your name was different. I haven't had the chance to listen to it yet, Ben. I've been so busy. It's in my library. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment to write 2 and to be working on a 3rd. Well done. If you'd like to support Ben, you can. He has links in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, you can go and find them. They're in the Follow Me, Follow You page. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to glue this arm like that, right? The reason being is that what we're then going to do is we're going to put the sheath underneath here. I knew it. Wasn't moving fast enough. Goodness me. No, I don't like that. Why is it resting on the bolt gun? Yeah, I want it to have more of a straight down vibe. Yeah, like that. That's what I wanted it to do. So we're going to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give him a bare head. Bare-headed sergeant. And we need a gentleman with some service studs. Actually, no, we're going to go for the guy with the beard. Because I like him. Wait, do we have 2 sets of heads for this one? No. We don't. Just 1 set of heads. Oh, unless there's one in the Ultramarines kit. Let's have a look. We do have some. Oh, yeah. Let's go for this. Oh, no. Yeah, let's use that one, because it's cool. Hello, Star Pilot. Thank you very much for being a member for 21 months. Question for you. If you did a Tomb King scheme for Librarian, what colours would you choose? They have like an emerald, sea foam, and deep orange on the emblem. Much love. Legend. That's very kind of you. 1 minute. Let me just clean this head up. Are using the upgrade sprues on the stern guard. Yeah, I think I am. I think that is what's happening. I didn't intend to, but that's what I think we're doing. So we're gonna put this in here. And we're gonna go for old Centurion brush helmet. I'm gonna have him looking off to this direction. Looking suitably imperious. Grumpy. Love it. Question is, do I use the... I mean, I might as well. We'll go with component 36. I'm pretty sure 36 is a Tacticus. Yes, it is. Yeah. And then we need the sort of Crux Terminatus one. Hello, Joe. Yes. I know what you're asking me. Give me 1 minute. For Librarian, let me Google it in just a second. Let me just clip off these shoulders. Shoulder and shoulder. Let's glue them on. He almost looks quite amusing without his backpack. A Diane Weast infection? Like yeet! Thank you very much for the 2. Right. Librarian, Tomb King scheme. Tomb Kings, Librarian. Images. Is it not just the box art? I mean, I would probably go with Eldari Emerald and Gryph-hound Orange. I think is probably your best bet there. Desperately trying to get my hands on a Crux Terminatus box. I saw some somewhere the other day. I'm painting Saturnine Termes as Secatar proxies. Lovely. Just found you a few days ago, and I can't thank you enough for my Dark Angels and soon my Imperial Fist army. If you had to paint Heresy T-Sons, what contrast would you use? I've actually got a Heresy T-Sons video. It's here on the channel. Right, I'll just do this backpack and then we will wrap things up. And we'll have started. Right, so we are going to do a banner. 12, 11, and 8. Wherever 8 is. 8 is there. Aha! The thing to remember as well, if you're after a product and it goes out of stock online, your local Games Workshop will have them in on the day of release. So not this Saturday, but the Saturday coming after that, it'll have some on the shelf. And a lot of people forget that. Because sometimes I'll go into like Games Workshop Cheltenham and there'll be stuff in there where you're like, oh, well, maybe I should buy these and put these on eBay. if I had the wherewithal, the know-how and the elbow grease to lead us to a new land. No, not me and KG. We don't have the kind of enough capacity to lead. So I noticed you use the M&S layer brushes for your contrast painting. Do the STC versions of these brushes work as well? There's no reasons why they won't. I just don't like them because every time I've had an STC brush, and I've tried several times to enjoy them, they always develop this little hook at the end, which bugs me endlessly. Which is why I don't really like the STC brushes. But there's no reason why they won't work. I mean, they work fine up until the hook appears, and then once the hook appears, I'm like, ugh, don't want to use you anymore. Alright. Alright, here we go. We built one new Ultramarine Stern Guard. I mean, we do need to put one on a base, but we should do that now. How many Ultras upgrade sprues do you have? Only the one. Which is why I didn't use it for all the Terminators. Because I didn't want to have 5 Terminators with really cool upgraded shoulder pads and then 15 without. And I didn't want to wait to build it all. But there we go. Done. So there you have it, ladies and germs. We built 2 models. Had a lot of laughs. But that's it for tonight. Because we don't have time to start another one. So we are going to wrap things up there. But thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight as we get closer and closer to the promised land of 2,000 points. So you're saying I need to buy you many more upgrades, Bruce? No, because we've built the models now. I'm not ripping off shoulder pads. I don't go in for that kind of thing. But there we go. I usually say my cool armor pieces like shoulder pads for the squad leader. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm just going to do with that. I'm probably not going to use the rest of the upgrade kit for the other Stone Guard because I don't really need to. Also, the rest of the Tactica shoulder pads aren't as fancy as that. They're just an old teamer on a shoulder, so it doesn't have the lovely kind of the trim bit on it. So, but yeah, I think he looks cool. So we built him and the Librarian, which means we are now 12 models away rather than 14 models away, which is good going. But I will get them all built very soon, and that army painting video will be on its way. However, a video that's much more imminent is Contrast Plus how to paint the Victrix Honor Guard and Contrast Plus how to paint Cato Sicarius. Those will be coming to a Warhipster channel near you tomorrow and Friday. And then we're on to next week, where we've got more cool content. And I'll show that to you very soon. But for now, we're going to wrap things up there. So, here is the hand of farewell. Oh, we've got one more question. Curiously, were the other Hellsmiths models as much of a joy to build as the models in the starter box were? Yeah, mostly. I did do a sprue review on those. If you want to go and check them out, you can go and see them. Were they fun to paint? They were indeed. Anyway, here's the hand of farewell, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Love you, chat. You're the best. Thanks for making my Wednesdays and my Mondays so much nicer. I love hanging out with you guys. So yeah, I'll see you later.